Yeah man, fucking Sweden mains. The undeniable living proof that skills, qualification, and the ability to count to 10 without using your fingers means fuck all in this game. Well, that's what I like to tell you, but really, I think a lot of these guys are far more switched on than we think. I mean, who else in this game will spend 5 years abusing the most overpowered vehicle in the game and still have the audacity to look you dead in the eye and say with a straight face that Sweden suffers and they need a stronger tank? I mean, why would you spend all that time perfecting your skills and getting better at the game when playing Sweden gets you 80% of the way there? Yep, all you have to do is boot up the game and pick up any Swedish tank to start slinging shells all over the place. You know, anyone can do it, it's not rocket science. Seriously, the only requirement when I started playing was, can you put on a thigh-high socks every day without getting your head stuck for the leg hole? Which is surprisingly quite a high barrier of entry for some of these guys. But you know, someone's gotta be a German man. But yeah, before you just get in the game and get your head caved in by a PZH 2000 sitting in the corner of the map, there's a few things you gotta know about Sweden mains to avoid any sort of miscommunication. And the most important one being that a Sweden main's efficiency is directly tied to how close they are to a cope-induced crash out. So when you see that Sweden main die for the second time in a row and complaining in chat about everything else being overpowered, just look the other way. Let him do what he's gotta do. But it's because of this reliance on copium that Sweden mains can come across as a rather abrasive bunch of people. And that's just because your average Sweden main isn't walking around thinking, oh, how can I be a better player? Or, oh, how could I be a better teammate? No, they're playing the game thinking, how do I get the IT-PSV Leopard move down in BR? And that's priority number one. And some people just don't understand that, you know? They take it all personal, and the second you find yourself locked in a war with a Sweden main, you've already lost. Fuck, if he could read that, he'd be pissed. Yeah, because that's the other thing. Trying to find a Sweden main that can comprehend callouts and the need of your team properly is like trying to find a French tank that isn't over-tiered. Rare as all fuck, you know? It's their greatest weakness as well as their greatest strengths. There's no denying it, you know? Because being a Sweden main is hard work. Which is why it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that Sweden mains will take any fucking excuse they can to get another overpowered tank at it, you know? You think half these guys are full-time defense procurement ministers with the way they care about how and when which tank was sent to Sweden for testing and evaluations. That's cause in War Thunder, anything about Sweden being in the proximity of a tank of any kind automatically means that Sweden used it and they should get in their tech tree. Yep, for some reason, the closer a foreign vehicle is to the country of Sweden, the higher the chances of them being added to Sweden is. I don't really understand the math behind it, but I reckon we're fucked once the US mains figure out that they can get every tank in existence added if they just find a picture of a foreign tank with a US marking on it. But really, Sweden mains are the kings of working smarter and not harder, except there's nothing smart about them, and that's cause behind every Sweden main is a German main who spent half their War Thunder career playing Germany before he or she realized, hang on a minute, Sweden is literally just Germany but better. Then a few days later, they're getting on the game with a premium Swedish lineup like they own the fucking place, you know? But I can't just have them get away with it, and I'm not. So I got myself a Swedish lineup, they've taught me how to hold W and left click, and now I can play any game and win with a minimum effort as long as there's German mates on the other team feeding me kills. I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I got a nation that'll carry me through it, and that's all that matters in this game. But yeah, you know, with that I think I've seen everything I need to here with Sweden. Ah, how could I forget? The holy fucking grail of machinery, the fucking CV90-105. Reserved for only the most brain-dead of individuals in this game. And it's even got an autoloader in it like a Leclerc, but no one is saying anything because they know damn well that this autoloader isn't modeled unlike everything else in this game, and there's no strings attached either, you know? It's the perfect hand-holding machine for someone who possessed the worst stats known to mankind. The only problem is that they've got to get themselves into one. Psst, hey, Hina, hey!
What?
Can I borrow 70 bucks?
For what?
Trust me, it's for a video, just...
Hurricane, did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting a... Wait, where's my wallet? Hey, come back, you motherfucker!
But yeah, there's a bit of an entry curve to it, but once you convince your mommy or daddy to give you 70 bucks for a virtual tank, this thing practically drives itself. You can take this thing anywhere. No more taking the game slow and cautious like before, cause you're in a blatantly overpowered tank. Once a game gets queued up for you, you can just hold W and get yourself an easy nuke. It doesn't get any better than this, you know? It's not like anyone else has a blatantly overpowered tank in their tech tree. Ah, fuck.